This story is from an individual who decided to call off their engagement and turned their prospective in-law's house upside down due to their future mother-in-law's actions of secretly feeding them oysters and preventing them from spitting it out by making a stern face and even holding their arm. Let's take a look together. Please subscribe and like our channel.
Hello, I'm in my early 30s and recently got divorced due to issues related to food. In reality, the food was just the tipping point. And the real reason for our divorce was my ex-in-law's strange behavior. They insisted I eat food that I couldn't eat. And my ex-husband also joined in on this. Isn't it basic respect to acknowledge each other's likes and dislikes, as they vary from person to person? I told them they were people who lacked this basic understanding. And I'm not sure if I was being too harsh. I'll leave it up to you to judge. My parents live far from Seoul, and I left home to attend university in Seoul. In college, I stayed in a dormitory and have been living alone since I started working after graduation. Living alone, I cooked and bought food, but I'm not really into cooking. I can make simple stews and my favorite dish, stir-fried pork. My mom is a good cook and has been sending me side dishes and kimchi. She occasionally says things like, "What will you do when you get married? Don't you need to improve your cooking skills?" But I never listen to her, thinking that there's no rule that women must cook, and that things will work out when the time comes. I dated my boyfriend for 2 years, and we planned to get married before the end of this year. We greeted each other's parents, and we're planning to have a formal meeting next month. When I visited my boyfriend's house before we talked about getting married, his parents were very kind to me. But after we started discussing marriage, they seemed to change. After we started talking about marriage in detail, my boyfriend's mother started giving me various side dishes. I didn't cook often, so I felt a bit burdened by the side dishes she gave me. But I didn't know how to refuse them, so I accepted them. One time, my boyfriend contacted me saying his mother had just made new kimchi and wanted me to come and get it. My boyfriend said he could bring it to me, but he suggested that I come to thank her and get it. And I thought that was a good idea, so I went to his house. His mother pulled out a large kimchi container and a smaller empty one to transfer the kimchi into. I thanked her and helped her from the side. While she was transferring the kimchi, she tore some off, saying it had turned out delicious, and put it in my mouth. It was mushy and I started to retch. It was kimchi and raw oyster she had put into my mouth. I can't eat oysters. I can eat sashimi, but I can't even stand the sight of the side dishes, like sea cucumber and sea squirt that come with it in a sashimi restaurant. My boyfriend had told his parents this several times during our meals at his house, so they knew for sure. As I was about to spit it out into a tissue, his mother grabbed my arm and stared at me, telling me not to make a fuss and to eat it. She said that eating kimchi and oysters together is refreshing. I felt nauseous and like I was going to vomit. So I shook off her hand and ran to the bathroom to spit it all out. Even after spitting out the kimchi and oysters, I kept retching because of the fishy smell. My boyfriend's mother came next to me and sighed. My boyfriend and his father came running at the sound of me retching. They looked at me and sighed. After I calmed down and came out of the bathroom, my boyfriend's father said, "Let's have oyster pancakes next time. You can eat it if it's cooked, and once you get used to cooked ones, you can eat raw ones too." He sighed as he asked me how I could be so picky about food. I told him honestly, "I'm sorry, but I really can't eat oysters." He sighed again, saying, "We're going to have so many meals together in the future. Are you going to retch like this every time?" I was so taken aback. I asked him, "There are plenty of other things to eat besides oysters. Why can't we just eat those?" He got angry again, asking, should your in-laws cater to your taste? Looking back, I still don't understand why he said that. My boyfriend, who was next to me, started saying something to me, but I was too dumbfounded. My boyfriend was scolding me, asking if I was really going to spit out the kimchi his mother made, or if I was going to make a scene by refusing to eat something. His father suggested to help me overcome my pickiness. I was just dumbfounded at the situation. Isn't it wrong for his mother to feed me oysters wrapped in kimchi when she clearly knows I can't eat them? I spoke my mind. I asked if it wasn't wrong to feed me something I can't eat. I also expressed my anger that they didn't even pat my back once while I was retching. I was furious that they were trying to force me to eat something I can't eat. Even if it was kimchi with oysters in it. I was trying to spit it out. But they grabbed my arm and wouldn't let me. I raged at them. My boyfriend exclaimed, "What? What?" when I referred to it as what they did. I raised my voice as well. I told them I didn't understand why they were insisting on making me eat something I don't eat when there are so many other foods we could all enjoy together. I grabbed my bag and left. As I was leaving, I could hear my boyfriend's father clicking his tongue. My boyfriend followed me out and was angry, asking what I was going to do now. I suggested we cancel the wedding and break up. My boyfriend asked if I knew how big of a mistake I was making, that, as a younger person, I should at least pretend to eat something an elder gives me, even if I don't like it. I thought I was talking to a madman. I made it clear to my boyfriend. I told him that only psychos force people to eat something they can't eat. I also told him that his father, who insisted I could eat cooked oysters even after seeing me retching, had a bizarre stubbornness that I couldn't understand by normal standards. I said it seemed that such stubbornness and insistence were commonplace in his house, and that I disliked it. So we should break up here. When I got home, my boyfriend called me, but I didn't answer. He texted me asking if I was kidding, and if I was really going to break up with him over something like this, when we were planning to meet our parents next month. I told him it's extremely rude to force someone to like something just because you like it knowing they don't. I told him it's disgusting that he hid this strange side of him from me while we were dating, and that he's out of my life now. I didn't get a reply. It seems this is how things end with my boyfriend. I never thought I'd be breaking up over oysters. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find another marriage partner at my age. Even if it means living alone for the rest of my life without getting married. I guess it's better than marrying into a house like this, right?
It's truly creepy that the boyfriend's mother secretly fed them food they didn't eat and even held their arm to prevent them from spitting it out. Naturally, you should break up with the boyfriend, who has strange notions deeply rooted from growing up under strange parents. It seems fortunate that you found out before the marriage.